we had an idea over here on the show, and that was to take EA Sports' College Football 25 and simulate some of the biggest games we're anticipating for this season. And I had to start with one of the big ones, that is Ohio State versus Michigan. Ohio State would be hosting Michigan. That means we get to see Will Howard at quarterback, Alex Orji at quarterback, Donovan Edwards at tailback, Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson at tailback. We get to see what these defenses are capable of. And what I was really impressed by was just how close to on the money I thought this was going to be. And it was. Like, I thought this was going to be lopsided. I really did. I thought the EA Sports Sim was going to be a problem, but it is not a problem because it went the way that I expect Ohio State, Michigan to go. You're going to have a feeling out process, going to be late in the season. You're going to have two outstanding defenses. I know that Wink Martindale has taken over for a defense that was great with Jesse Minter, but also it's his defense, right? I understand that. And I thought that having Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant on there would make a difference, and it did. Having Will Johnson, not so much, because it turns out Ohio State was really running a lot of RPO on this, which I thought was really fun because Will Howard is a beast in EA Sports College Football 25 and Ultimate Team, but Buckeye fans aren't really sold on him, and you could see why. There's a safety late in this game that I was going, oh no, that's exactly the kind of play that Ohio State fans just don't want to see, but also players making plays. Like Jordan Hancock coming downhill to defend against the run on the money. I love that man as a run-stopping corner. Like, he's outstanding over there. I also get that Denzel Burke didn't get a whole lot of work here, but so did, neither did Will Johnson, as I said, but we're also thinking about this from the standpoint of two running quarterbacks, and we got to see that on display too. Alex Orji, huge dude that I didn't think was that big. Now, Will Howard, 6'5", 240, which basically makes him Cam Newton, if there was a vanilla kind of Cam Newton, and maybe y'all feel that kind of way, but I see that dude, and I look at what Cam Newton was able to do at Auburn, I could see him doing that at Ohio State. I also thought Sonny Styles coming down to make plays in this game was fantastic to see, dropping down. I thought that the touchdown allowed the game time score. I was so excited. It was given up by Caleb Downs, dog. Like, I was going, that's exactly what you don't want right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you the money man. You got the one on. You can't be doing this. You can't be allowing this. You can't be allowing these dudes to go and pick you out and go win. Now, one of the game-changing plays that I thought was just kind of out of nowhere, Lorenzo Styles Jr. running one back 98 yards with 55 seconds left to go in the game. Hell, dog, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I didn't even know Lorenzo was going to be back there returning kicks like that. I thought that was going to be a Mecca or a Quinshon or Travion. But I'm here for Lorenzo Styles Jr., the brother Styles, making plays in the game. Also, if you're an Ohio State fan, this is just nectar, right? This is milk of the poppy for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel good because it represents the first win that you had against the Michigan Wolverines since 2019, and it would be at home. And this is two teams that I expect to be there right at the end, not just for the Big Ten championship, but perhaps even playing in the national championship if things go the way that I think they might. Alex Orji going 12 of 15 and with a passer rating of 233 also kind of feels right. But the way in which Michigan lost this game is the one in which I think we're going to – I hope they don't lose the game doing what they did here. Look, the game is on the line. You can kick the extra point and you can take it into overtime, which is what I thought the sim was going to do. No, they went into Sherrone Moore's bag and they came out with, we're going for it on 2-point conversion. I'm going, no, don't do that. But that's exactly what I would expect Sherrone Moore to do. He likes to gamble out there. You've seen it. He ain't afraid. He want to go for the win right then and there. And in a year one, I expect that. He doesn't have anything to lose. He won a national championship last year. He's got a brand new starter at quarterback. They are rebuilding. As much as they don't want to talk about that, they don't really reload. They rebuild every single year, just like everybody else. I think that's the play, because you got to know that Ryan Day is absolutely positively going to have to sell out for this. So maybe in that instance, you're telling Jim Knowles, send him. The zero blitz. That's what you're doing because you need to win it that badly. One of the things that I thought would be a lot more interesting, and I understand why it's difficult to get this in the sim, Chip Kelly is going to be running the Ohio State offense. I get that, but Chip Kelly is still running the offense, which means I didn't see enough zone read. I saw a lot of RPO. But I think I would like to see a little bit more zone read, and I think I would like to see a little bit more big personnel, spreading people out, just kind of mixing it up, doing the multiple offense that he knows how to do. And with a guy like Will Howard at quarterback, take advantage of that QB power that could be so deadly. I didn't see enough of that in the game. I think that Will Howard's going to have so much more to say about this game from a running standpoint than as a passer, because honestly, Will Howard just got to be Craig Krenzel, and I say that not as a pejorative. Craig Krenzel was not as talented as Will Howard, and he led Ohio State to a national championship. Will Howard just got to get the ball to the playmakers. And if Quinshon Judkins is half as elusive on this damn game as he is in real life as he is on this damn game, ain't nobody going to be able to do nothing with that dude, man. I play a lot of Ultimate Team. I play a lot of PvP. Quinshon Judkins is unfair, right? I got people that I've seen them. They quit as soon as they see Quinshon Judkins in the lineup, right? It's the same thing with Will Howard, because Will Howard can outrun most linebackers and defensive backs in the game at this particular stage, because he just came out the box able to outrun you, and he's bigger than you. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's one of those things that I really love about a quarterback his size when they can move like this. I think the other thing that we're going to take into account is just what kind of formations we see, because if you're Wink Martindale, we know what you're going to come out in. If you're Jim Knowles, we know what you're going to come out in. And then are you going to be in man, or are you going to be in zone most of the time? And if you think you can match up in man, that's what you're going to do all day. I didn't see enough of play action pass from Michigan like I thought I would, especially off of Donovan Edwards not being able to do much in the run game, but still being a threat to run. Samaj Morgan actually showed up and made a couple plays in this game, which you would expect, but still it's nice to see. Fred Moore came up with a couple of plays in this game, which you would expect to be nice to see. And then my favorite, Jeremiah Smith was heavily involved in the offense. He didn't take over the offense, but you could understand why they would want to get him the ball. And seeing that dude out there, I could see it. I understand fully why some Ohio State fans are excited about him. And, this is back to EA Sports doing such a great job of creating a college football game that we all believe, with graphics that we all believe, and actions that we all believe. When you see a defensive tackle come down on get bit on a power pull, and you see the guard blow him up, as a football fan, that's got to charge you up. I understand that from that standpoint, there are a lot of football people that don't give a damn about video games, a lot of video game people that give a damn about football that feel some kind of way about these things, but I think this is impressive. I think this is a great way to start to look at more games before they get played and give us a little bit of taste of what we can expect and things to watch for, because one of the things that we learn in watching games like this, or watching games in real life, is just what players that we don't really see a whole lot of stepping up to make plays. I go back to Lorenzo Styles Jr. running that one back from 98 yards, right? You don't have that one in your brain, and then you remember, oh yeah, Lorenzo Styles also playing defensive back at Ohio State. It ain't just Denzel Burke, Jordan Hancock, David Igbenison, Latham Ransom on the back end, Caleb Downs on the back end. They got dudes in there, right? You got to see Tyleek Williams come down there and put Alex Orji on his back, a dude that you would expect to play. Same thing with Jack Sawyer. I'm going to do more of these, but I think it's right now is a great time to start taking a look at these sorts of simulations and picking out matchups that we would want to see, and picking out matchups that we think that Ohio State or Michigan can exploit in the future. I'm not saying that you use this to watch film. I am saying that you can learn a lot about characteristics of offenses, of characteristics of coverages, and just what might be in store for your team and the opponent that they're going to face well in advance. This is awesome.